what what what's the point where the tie would get heated to a point of expansion that the brass wouldn't just fucking melt?
Well, yeah, and his point was like, well, what if somebody leaves it in the car?
Yeah, a 150-degree car is gonna make it expand and pop out. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, it's because you got all these fucking retards that think they know everything with like the decarb thing. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna decarb when you grind it. Like,
how?
You dense motherfucker. Like, seriously.
My thing is this: like, I'm just a dumb caveman. Like, I just want to learn stuff, right? So it's like, I deal with this. There was some engineer guy. He's one of those guys that he kept saying I was dumb and didn't know what I was talking about. And he's like, you don't even understand what, like, I don't know what it was, like tinsel. I don't know what it was. And then I'll be like, okay, so educate me. And then like 5 minutes will go by, and then this very detailed, what looks like a Google search comes up, and he's like, sorry, I typed slow on technical stuff. And I'm like, no, you're just copying from Google is what you're doing. Because guys will they'll challenge me on something. They're like, well, you did this wrong. And I'm like, okay, how? Well, and then I go, well, I'm not here to hold your hand. Well, no, dog, I'm not asking you to hold my hand. I'm saying if you said I did something wrong, right, then explain to me how it's wrong. Like, explain to me where my process is jacked up, and I'll fix it. Well, I don't know the exact. I'm just saying it is. Like, okay, well,
yeah, because nobody can. That's the thing, is like nobody can fucking give you proof, but they know you're wrong.
Yeah. I'm like the decarb thing. It's like, I'm like, okay, so like how I was like, so hypothetically, if we could lose carbon heating up while grinding, then we should also see that tempering, right? Like, obviously, if I'm grinding on a wheel and there's coolant, the temperature can't get much higher than 400 degrees max without me. I mean, my hands are on it. I mean, I think I'd notice, but let's just say 400 degrees. So we should see decarburization or loss of carbon and tempering.
Right.
Well, no, that's not. And then it's like, well, no, it's the explanation was, well, heat through friction is different than atmospheric heat. And I'm like, well, I mean, the method you get there is, but the heat's the heat. I'm like, we know we can get loss of carbon with atmospheric heat, aka the kiln, right? Like, when we heat treat stuff, that's atmospheric heat, and if we take it high enough, we get decarburization. So that's why we wrap it in foil or we coat it in some sort of anti-scale material. And then he's like, it's like if you were to put your hand on a 100-degree stove versus 100 degrees outside. And I'm like, yeah, but the effect on my skin's the same. If it's a 100-degree hot plate or 100-degree sunlight, it's still 100 degrees. Well, I don't know the exact science behind it, but it's definitely different.
No, and
I'm like, but how?
And saying atmospheric is bullshit, because you're in the atmosphere. The pressure is the same no matter what. If that's what we're talking about, then it's fucking people are idiots.
And I'm just saying, again, I'm not calling anyone stupid. I'm like, just explain it to me. Like, if you know what you're like, if you know what you're talking about, like, I'm never going to say something unless I can explain it to you. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to, like, I'm sure you have knife makers come to you all the time. Be like, hey, I got a problem with this, this, and this. You're like, oh, here's why. Boom, boom, boom. Because you dealt with it. And you're like, this is the reason why. And, blah, blah, blah.
And if I can't answer it, I don't give advice.
Yeah. Be like, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know. I see what's going on, but maybe here's so-and-so. He might know, So
and we literally proved it wrong yesterday by asking fucking AI, and AI was literally like, no, that's impossible.
Yeah, because like me, I always assume everyone's smarter than me. So when someone says something, I'm like, okay, maybe I just don't know this mechanism, right? And I'm like, can you explain this mechanism? And like, well, I don't know the exact mechanism behind it, but I know it happens. And I'm like it's just observation. I've observed it. Well, okay, you've observed through your etching, you say you see decarburization, this white line. It's not on the other side of the blade. It's only on one side of the blade. And then to me, if I was looking at what he's looking at, or this person's looking at, I wouldn't draw that conclusion and tell people that. Like, I would be like, I don't know. Because in my brain, it doesn't make sense. I'm looking at it like, Well, what's that white line? Oh, well, that could be decarburization. Okay, well, why is it only on one side and not the other?
Yeah, but it could also be like 30 other things because like the way you have the sample ground in the thing, like it could be off by like a degree, and
Exactly.
it could be shining the light in such a way that like it brings up a white line. Like there could be anomalies.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
To say it's decarb is like ignorant.
Again, even if I thought that's what it was, if I can't explain to you how it's happening, I'm not going to say it because I don't want someone like me going, okay, how did it happen? Because I'm thinking of, you try to steel man your hypothesis in your head right before you say it because I don't want to sound stupid. So if I look at it and go, well, it looks like first off, the decarb in question has no bearing on what we're talking about, but why you bring it up anyway is weird. But it's like, it's I've observed it happening. Okay, well, how are you sure it's from grinding? Like you say you see this decarb at the, oh, well, it's from grinding. Okay, well, how? Well, it heats up, especially in thin cross sections. Okay,
no,
well,
that's not how it works.
Yeah, like okay, well, how much does it heat? Like what temperature? Like we know once you go above 1200 degrees or so, we get decarb, right? That happens. We know we can diffuse because the steel has to be moving. Like so, you have to defuse it. How the fuck does that happen at room temperature in front of a grinder? And how is that different than atmospheric heat? Like I don't know. It's just like people. I don't know. People, it's just young guys. People talk with a lot of confidence about stuff they haven't thought about. It's just like I don't know. He read it in a book or he sees it or I don't know. It's just it's the confidence. It's the confidence to be like, well, no, it's this.
It's because people don't Dunning their fucking Krugers, man. That's why.
Yeah.
It's like, no, these people don't realize that like Dunning-Kruger effect is real. And they're like, oh no, I fucking know because I've got syllables at the end of my fucking name.
Yeah. And you're just like, an idiot who does it. You're like, all right.
I could fucking smash your face in with a fucking hammer and you're wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up.
It's and I try to be like, I'm always trying to be like nice with people, like to talk to them because every time, because you're like me, like I'll get into a big heated debate and that's just normal. But a lot of guys will get like put off by that. So I try really hard to be like really chill and ask questions, and they still get frustrated and they're like, well, I don't know. It's just observation. And you're like, okay, well, that doesn't help any of us. So if you don't know how it happens, you don't know why it happens, and you can't explain how we could change this to prevent it from happening, then what's the point of even bringing it up? If a tiny amount of decarb happens during wet coolant grinding, then every single knife that's ever been ground has this same level of decarb. Thus, it doesn't matter. It's a moot point at that, Well, yeah, even if it does happen.
All of these knives that just ground.
That's what I'm saying. And even if that's the case, then it's every single knife that's ever been made ever. So it's a moot point. It's now a controlled variable at this point, right? It's something that everything has. So no point in what I mean?
I was thinking about this like a lot yesterday, and I think the whole post is just to kind of cut off every exit point of the conversation so like if you're like, okay, well, it could be the steel or it could be this or it could be that. This post is like, it can't be any of these things. It can only be this.
Yeah. But I can't explain to you how. And I'm right and you're wrong. Yeah. So we were talking about this before. Everyone he just turned it on. We're talking about it. There was a guy who bought one of my knives and broke it doing like if you haven't seen it, like he was twisting it up against some zip ties, and I can't replicate it. So when I saw it happen, I figured just because the knife was ground thin and he just popped it. So I whenever I do a batch of knives in like a new steel, I always keep one for myself. So I had one of those knives from the exact batch that exact day, like a year ago. So I ground it the same way, did the same thing and tried to replicate it and couldn't replicate it. So there's the knife's a lemon somehow. I don't know what happened or what it is. I do know The Rockwell is about 2.5 points. Yeah, the try and true. Yeah, exactly. So when he snapped the blade, again, he wouldn't send it to me to fix it or anything. So he sent it to the Taylor Hardness guy, and he did his testing on it. So because I'm trying to figure out if it was this, if it's something I did, obviously, and there's a dozen of them out there. I gotta go find people and make them a new knife, or because I haven't heard anything, right? So I obviously want to figure out if it's something I did or whatever. It got more confusing because when Taylor posted, and so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so so Kenneth, you have one of my you have a couple of them, so you know what I'm talking about. If you do that same test, it won't, because I did it with that Zap Z12 Ultra. I did it with the exact same Nitro X7 from that exact same batch, and I did it with a Magna Cut shop knife I have that is really thin, and I couldn't get any of them to break. So at that point, I'm like, okay, there's something wrong with that specific knife, right? If I can't replicate it with the same steel, with the same grind, the same everything, then something's up with that knife. Well, he posted his results, and I don't know if because he didn't know anything about Nitro X7. And again, I don't know what he does for a living. He doesn't maybe he's not like super familiar with how knives are made, but he had pointed out this very tiny decarb layer, which I thought was odd. And what he pointed out was the carbides, that the carbides were large and undissolved. And then he said that it was potentially my heat treat that I didn't soak it long enough, which I kind of get why he would think that, because you need to soak steel, depending on the steel, to dissolve carbides. It's a time and temperature thing. It's really a temperature thing, honestly. It's less of a time thing, more of a temperature thing. But the problem with that, and I was speaking about it, is that the large those regular carbides have nothing to do with me as the heat treater. That's just how it came to me. So once he went to Roman's page and found, or must have Googled some information on Nitro X7, and Roman Casse, the knife maker, worked with Buderus to develop that steel, and he had micrographs just like his. Well, his micrographs look just like ABL or 14C or any of those, because it's a very similar steel to ABL and 14C and Nitro V. So they all look really similar. They have small, little, tiny carbides, and mine didn't. So it's not that I can't make the carbides big or irregular. That's just how they come from the factory. So I took it, I sent it to the rep that sent me the steel. He said he didn't even think it was Nitro X7. He thought either I screwed up and sent out the wrong blade, or I got shipped the wrong stuff. Well, then he went and ran like an EOS test, like a PMI gun, and it came back that it was Nitro X7. The chromium content was like almost a whole percentage point too high, and the nitrogen was like three times higher than it should be. I don't know if that would affect that carbide like that, but it's all the problem is it's all a moot point, because I can't replicate it with the same knife. If that makes sense. Like if the carbides were a problem, if the steel was fucked up, then I should be able to replicate it with the knife that came off the same sheet, right? I shouldn't be able to do the same test and get a different result off the same knife, off this exact same sheet of steel. So I still have a bar of that steel. So actually, some of them are in the temper oven in the kiln right now. I cut some pieces off and did different heat treats, and I'm going to send them to him to check it again. And I also have that same knife. I have a theory on what's wrong, because at the end of the day, it's just that knife, right? I understand that the Beatus guy is trying to make me look like shit or whatever and make one of my knives look bad. It's whatever. My reputation as a knife maker doesn't hang on one knife breaking. So it doesn't, especially when I've made 1,000 of them at this point. And he treated for other people who are all super stoked. But I'm just trying to figure out what happened to that knife. So, and because I can't, again, the whole showing the micrograph of the steel just shows that the steel itself, when it came to me, wasn't in a good condition, which is fine. If I were to turn around and take the exact same knife like I did and it broke, then we could go, okay, maybe it's this steel. It's nothing I would know. I'm just going off the information Buderus gave me. So if let's say my knife broke just like his did, okay, well, then the steel's jacked up and we can see that it's got large carbides, and that could have been a reason why it broke. The thing that's throwing me off is how low the Rockwell hardness was on his specific sample. So when I made those knives and I tested them, they were all right about 65 Rockwell, 64 and a half, between 64 and a half and 65 Rockwell. His specific knife was 62 and a half. So it's odd. So yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's the thing. It could be a bad batch or a bad. I don't know exactly how that would work if it would be, because if like I said, if it was a bad batch, I would expect, because I still have the steel, right? I still have it here. So the knife that I had from that literal exact batch, I heat treat them all at the same time. It should perform the same way, but it doesn't. It's fine. I can twist it, drop it, break. It doesn't break. It performs like every other steel. So in my brain, if the steel was the problem, then all the knives should behave the same way, right? They all should be fucked up, but they're not. Just his is fucked up. So I'm trying to, obviously I just want to know, and they're trying to use, obviously he's trying to use one knife, like as an example. I have an idea of what happened, and I'm gonna test that theory out. It wouldn't be very difficult to just unscrew the scales off the handle, throw it in an oven at 375, 400 degrees, and Scout, stop. And drop the Rockwell hardness on the knife, and then it's kind of counterintuitive to some people, but the thinner the geometry you go, the harder and stronger the knife has to be to support that. If you have a very thin knife that's really soft, it's just going to break. It's going to bend and then pop. It's people think it's, because it's more brittle technically, but there's more strength in the steel the harder it is. So if you have a steel that's really thin but too soft, it doesn't have the strength to hold that edge, it'll break. Like soft steel doesn't just roll. Soft edges roll. Soft steel will still snap. It'll just give a little bit, and then you'll see the edges, they'll kind of be flared up. So I have an experiment I'm going to try with that knife that I couldn't break during that test, and I'm going to see if I can replicate it. And then that'll at least give me I'll have a theory on what happened, and then I'll be able to prove it and demonstrate it. I'm not like these other guys who are like, your knife's a piece of shit. Here, look, I broke it. Why is it like that? We don't know. Maybe Steve didn't soak the steel long enough.
I'm trying to find this post. I don't remember how far back it was with this fucking, when Roman did all that testing on it.
It'd be at least a year ago.
Oh, fuck.
At least a year ago. Because the Nitro X7 that I did was from last August. So it was at least a year ago.
Almost there, I think.
Yeah, because when I showed the EOS results to Roman, because Roman was like, well, I'm assuming, because Roman was there like when they were pouring the steel, and he was part of the whole development of it. So he was like, I'm pretty sure we have the same batch of steel. But then when I sent him the EOS, he's like, nah, you have it was a different heat, because I have the EOS from the composition breakdown of the steel that I got, and the chromium isn't even at 15%, and the niobium is much lower. The nitrogen is much lower too. He's like, so it is a different batch.
What's the fucking name of the steel? Nitro X7?
X7, yeah. So I don't know. It's just that time of the year. I was telling Alex every year about this time, some dude comes out of the woodworks and tries to pick a fight with me. It's like a tradition, man.
Unlike that. All right, let's see. Huh. On slide 3. Oh.
So we're gonna see. Like I said, I have a feeling if I lower the Rockwell hardness on that knife, I should get it to do the same thing. So.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have a write-up on his Instagram about it. It just shows a micrograph. And if you look at I can't zoom in on this. I don't know. Something's fishy. Hang on a second. Let me just run through this video really quick. He's got a pretty big micrograph of the steel on like the YouTube video or whatever, but
yeah. Remember seeing the YouTube video about it.
No, he doesn't even have anything on it. Hang on. Another video. He's running a knife in Nitro X7, testing Nitro X7 steel and making a knife from it. And I think his Rockwell hardness is 62. 62.3, it looks like. And now he's grinding it. Sharpening. Oh, go back. And they sharpened it. And then he did a composition verified by the scan. So there's like 0.7% carbon, 0.15% nitrogen, 15% chromium, all that shit. So the micrograph isn't like zoomed in at all. So if I were to here, I'll share the screen.
Zoom out or zoom in?
Yeah, you can't
See, that's a weird thing too. You said the nitrogen was like 0.15 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's like its spec. Mine, the steel I have here is like 0.447 or something. So it's like 3 times higher, which is weird because nitrogen's actually pretty hard to get into steel. Like there's always some nitrogen, like atmospherically, that ends up in the steel. But to actually put it in there is difficult.
So you see, this is the micrograph.
Yeah.
So if we're not zoomed into it, I'm not going to be able to see clumpy carbides. This all looks like fucking
static. TV static.
So it's not zoomed in at all, which is very deceiving in my opinion. And a lot of these guys will do that. He does have some stuff that's zoomed in on his page, but it's not this steel at all. And he's got that all zoomed in, but remember that this steel is at 62 HRC. He's got this whole setup for it or whatever, testing the edge stability and all that. And then that sweet thing that I want to buy from him.
That Catra 2.0 thing.
Yeah,
it's sick.
So I mean, there's all this testing, but that micrograph isn't good at all. Got some edge damage from the fucking nail or whatever. I mean, I don't know where everyone's getting these micrographs of it doesn't clump or whatever. You know what I mean?
What's also funny, you said the Rockwell was 62.3.
Yeah.
So his was 62.3 with a really thin edge, and he could drive it through a nail and only had that nick, right?
Yeah.
But mine was 62.5 and it was breaking.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Something just doesn't quite add up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is and I can't find a post that he made of Nitro X7 anywhere other than those 2 YouTube videos. And you saw the micrograph that was in there. And the only other one that we have is this right here. And the micrograph is on slide 3. So I'll go to slide 3 and that's what it looks like. So if we're not zoomed in, we can't fucking see that there's clumpiness in the carbides at all because it's not zoomed in. Whereas the other one that the Taylor kid showed was zoomed in pretty significant.
It was 500x.
Yeah. So
it was zoomed in on a clump of carbide. That's how far it was zoomed in.
Right.
It was to a specific carbide. It wasn't zoomed in. Yeah. So
I don't know. it might be worth asking Roman if he can zoom in on the fucking micrograph or whatever, but maybe not. But
because the Terra kit had 100x, 200x, 500x with 2 different etchants, right? Two different methods. And it again, and I'm not trying to talk shit. It's just if you look at the 100x, right, you see these carbides, like larger carbides all around. And his conclusion that he wrote was, I potentially didn't soak it long enough because the carbides were still there.
Well, that's also bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bullshit because if you go to Roman's page and you look at, he does like N960. He does N960 steel, like an analysis on it.
Yeah.
He shows before and after. Before, clumpy carbides, blah, blah, blah. He does a thermocycling on it, and it does kind of like shrink the carbides a little bit, but still they're clumpy.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, well, first, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. You can.
That's what all these guys are doing. They're thermocycling the steel. It's called something ductile DCT.
Yes.
Ductile something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just thermocycling. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're thermocycling on a steel, it's already has the grain refined. It doesn't do anything.
Exactly. The whole point of thermocycling, if you're going to do it, is reducing. So there's steel grain size and then there's carbide size. They're 2 different things. You can't reduce the size. The carbides that are in it come from the mill. Is how they're forged into there, right? Now, if you forge a knife and beat on it with a hammer, technically you could break up some of those carbides, right?
Right.
But I'm not forging AEBO. So outside of that, as far as the heat treatment itself, of the austenitizing and cooling and quenching, I can't shrink or change the shape of the carbides like that. Okay? You can only physically beat them if you wanted to. So, but what was funny is when you look at the zoomed out, if I were to look at that micrograph and I see random larger carbides scattered, I would take the opposite. I would say that this was soaked long because most of the carbides look dissolved. And what's left are the larger carbides that haven't yet been dissolved because they need a higher temperature because there's more mass. Does that make sense?
Correct.
So when you the higher, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows this, but the higher you go in temperature when you're austenizing steel, the more carbides start to dissolve. So especially if they're chromium, those are those are pretty much the only ones. So the chromium dissolves, right? Goes into the steel matrix. The carbon goes into the steel matrix. That carbon then gets trapped, and that chromium gets trapped when you quench the steel. The carbon that's trapped is what makes the steel hard, converts it to martensite. And the chromium that's in solution that gets trapped is what makes the steel actually stainless. So if you see what I'm saying? If you had all your, like for instance, D2 is not very stainless, even though it's got 11% chromium. Why? Because it has 1.5% carbon. Most of the chromium ends up in carbide. So you don't get a lot of free chromium. So it's not a very stainless steel. If you were to, austenitize D2 super hot, you could dissolve more of it and make it more stainless.
Oh yeah.
So that's what's happening. So when I looked at the micrograph, it looked like how I wasn't expecting the large ones. I was expecting smaller ones, but potentially like what you were saying, if you look at that micrograph, if we zoom in 500x on a spot, maybe there are some larger carbides.
Right.
And his was whatever he austenitized his at was to get 62.5.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say mine was austenitized like sky high. Like I did like a 2000 degree temp. And then I tempered it at like 400 degrees or something to drop it way back down to 62. What you would see would be just that. You wouldn't see nearly as many carbides because I dissolved a lot of them. You'd see very few carbides, which would mean the steel would be tougher, technically. But you would see sporadic carbide because most of them would get dissolved. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to go ahead and just dispel this whole thing right now. Because of my ADHD, I had to look into it further, and I went to Blade Forums, and somebody actually with a brain is in there. So if you look at this, what the fuck is that right there? What the fuck is that right there?
There you go.
What the fuck is that right there?
So here just proves your point.
What the fuck is that right there?
So here just proves your point. Let's say I don't know what temperature this was austenitized at. Let's say this was austenitized at 1900 degrees, right? That's how many carbides are there. Well, let's say you take it to 1950, and let's say a bunch of those little carbides dissolve because it's hotter. and then you zoom in on one of those larger ones, what do you get?
Right.
You'd see a large irregular carbide.
Well, I see one right here.
Yeah.
I see one right here. And I see one down here. I see them all over the place. But like, yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, this isn't zoomed in. It's at 50 microns. So like not very close. And then you have an actual metallurgist chiming in on these things. Like, I don't know, man. I think that whole post was designed to like, yeah, to just sully your name. That's all it was.
Well, I mean, that's what the Beatus guy did. I mean, like I said, he wouldn't let me fix it.
Yeah, but I think the kid also is like, has a nut, you know?
Could be. I try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean?
But you did, and like obviously it's very deceptive because that's when we talked yesterday, I was like, well, maybe the micrograph that Roman had didn't show the clumping, but it does show the clumping. It's all right there. You just gotta fucking zoom in on it, and it's all right there. Like there's clumpy fucking carbides in there.
And again, I don't know what temp that was austenized at, but if you were to austenize higher, a bunch of those smaller ones would disappear, and what would be left would be the larger ones. And if you zoom in on a spot, you're just going to see the larger ones. So,
yeah. So like this guy put it up there, whoever that is. And then somebody called Nitro X7 fucking Magna Cut from Temu, which is hilarious.
Magna Cut from Temu?
Yeah. I don't know. But it looks like it was shit on in blade forms anyway. And obviously it didn't go very far, but.
Well, it's also like I said, even if the steel was fucked, right? I can't replicate it. I can't replicate it on any knife that I have.
I'm going to say that the steel wasn't fucked. I'm going to say fuck boy fucked it. I think what he did is he bent it so far that it just snapped, and he's like, oh, it broke. Now let me fucking make a post about it. And that's the reason why he didn't want you to fix it, was because he fucking broke it on purpose.
Of course he did. Yeah, of course he did. Yeah. I even said that to him. I was like, look, I get it, because I was like, let's just do a live together. You can trash the knife. Before he broke it. He said he had warped the edge with a caliper. I was like, let's just do a live. I was like, I got way more followers than you. You can do it in front of all my customers. Go ahead. I know what you're trying to do, right? Like, let's just do it. Let's set it up. You want to do it for 9:30 on a Friday? I was like, let's do it 9. Well, he's West Coast, so I was like 9:30 your time. It'll be 6:30 here. Everyone's off work. It's a Friday. You'll get the most engagement. And then he never responded. And then when he commented, when I did the test and I couldn't break the knife, all three of them were fine. He was like, yeah, you just royally fucked yours up. You know, I'd be happy to help you with QC or something, or you need to QC him better. And I only made one response. I said, I was like, look, bro, I tried to fix the knife from you. You never contacted me in the first place with the issue. I'm like, you're just here for views. You're just here trying to just, do whatever you're going to do, yada, yada. And then he just was in the comments arguing with everybody, saying something to the effect that we were supposed to do a live, but then that I couldn't understand time zones or something like that. So I don't even, honestly, Kenneth, I don't even think it was the wrong tool for the wrong job. I genuinely believe it's because the Rockwell was that low and the knife was that thin, and I didn't send it out that low because I've got a pile of broken. I break the shit out of knives all the time because I'm always trying to push how far I can take it, right? Like, so I got to see where I can push it to before I send it out. If I'm sitting here going, I don't just sit here and go, I can make you a bushcraft knife that's only 125 thou and you can baton it through logs. I've tested that on every steel that I'll sell it at. So, again, I know it's counterintuitive to like, not anybody here, but like the rest of the public. It's like you would think a thinner knife, you wouldn't want it to be as hard. Well, to hold that thin geometry, you need hard steel. And I genuinely think it's because the Rockwell was only 62.5. This knife is right around 65. It has no trouble with it. Same grind, same everything. I even saw, it was funny. I saw Peterbilt knife guy. He did it with an open L, right? So he takes an open L and pops sideways like a zip tie. And I messaged him. I thought it was funny. I was like, just so you know, and I sent him a video because he did it with an open L. I was like, that knife right there is actually thinner than an open L. The knives I sell are thinner than open L's. So you're not really making a point. You know what I mean? And I don't know, he's an odd duck. I've talked to him on the phone before. Like I thought we were cool. And then he hits me up because he makes that post where he's talking about your knife's a piece of shit if it can't pass this test, right? And he's popping zip ties. And then he comes to me and he's like, yo, all these people are on your, what's their problem? Like I didn't even mention your name, you know, yada, yada. I'm like, well, bro, you come on. Like I just hate when people play stupid with me. Like if you want to shit on me, go for it. I don't take any of this personally. You can do whatever you want. Like just own it. Don't make a post the day after the Blade Beatus guy did it about the zip ties. Make a post cutting zip ties sideways and go, if your knife can't do this, it's a piece of shit. And then wonder why people are attacking you on my behalf because they think that you're attacking me. Like, you know good and goddamn well what you're doing. Don't like just be a man about it. You know, like if you like if I don't like somebody or I don't like something, I'll just say it. Like I don't it's not the end of the world to me. You know, like don't throw rocks and hide your hand, I guess is the old saying, right? Like don't make a post about it and then get upset because people think you're talking about me. You're obviously talking about me. Like, oh yeah, 100%. Like, also, and again,
that Vancron came out nice.
Titties.
66.
Damn, son. Don't grind it too thin.
I can't grind it. It's gonna get decarbed.
That's right. It's gonna get decarbed. You can't even with the cooler.
So I guess this is This is it. Like
this is it. This is we all hang it up.
So I guess I just heat treat it and that's it. I can't process it any further because it's gonna get decarbed no matter what. You're
gonna get decarbed. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's you know, burnt edges on production knives are not common at all, according to him. But it's extremely common for decarb to happen at the edge, even under coolant.
Yes.
Trying to still make that make sense.
Kenny, you're correct. It's just a shame that's what happens. And like, it's nice to have all these tools for like testing all these things, but then eventually it's like the person testing gets an ego and it's like, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Guys that are like me, right? There's two kinds of people that are like me. There's Alex, who we're like kindred spirits. And then there's guys like me and Alex that hate guys like me and Alex because they're just like us.
Yes.
So the Taylor kid, I get the vibe. He's like that. He's probably a smart kid, right? And he's got a lot of tools and he's a fucking smart ass. And he likes it. He likes pissing people off.
Yeah.
Right. But the problem is, like I said, how do I say this? One of the best things one of my best characteristic traits is that I don't like sounding stupid. So I'll go over something and bounce something around and try to disprove my own point. Everyone thinks I just get drunk and just say shit. If I say anything, I've thought about it 1,000 times before it came out of my mouth for the last 3 months.
Yeah, because you have ADHD. You think of every scenario.
Every scenario. You know what I mean? It's just like you. It's like I think about it constantly. It's just constantly running. So before I say it, I've gone through it as much as I can. But then there's guys like him or even the Beatus guy. He comes off like real cocky, real like blah, blah, blah. I think he told me when he said he bent the edge with calipers. I was like, you're bullshitting. I'm like, you're full of it. You didn't bend it with calipers. Because I've never even seen. Obviously, I caliper every edge myself. And if you can bend a steel with calipers, like it's got to be real soft,
and
right?
Stays. And
it stays, like something's wrong. And again, I've never seen that happen. I've calipered every knife I've ever done. So he goes, and I was like, you're full of shit. I'm like, you didn't bend it doing that. And his response was, I was like, you're just doing it for views. And he said something to the effect of, I'm too rich to do this for views. So I was like, oh, I get it. And again,
so he's poor then.
and again, I like the energy. I like the confrontation. I get that. I'm all for it. Like I like it. I enjoy it. But like, just be honest about it. You know what I mean? Like, just be, like I said, don't tell me that there's, like, again, it's observation, 100%. But I wouldn't make the statement.
They can lick my balls.
Yeah, I wouldn't make the statement that edges burn, even with coolant. And
no, because it's an ignorant thing to say.
Even if it did, and the amount, this fraction of a, 2 micron thickness you're talking about, it doesn't actually affect the steel's performance at all. And it definitely doesn't affect, the knife in question that broke a 1/4 inch up the blade. So does it matter? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, it's him, and then I got the engineer kid in my comment, in my DMs. Because, like,
I don't think he's an engineer. I think he's just a kid that runs a facility that his parents own.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just, I'm, and nobody will ever go live and debate me on this stuff, which always makes me raise an ear. It always, like, makes me go, like, why?
Because they are scared and they're wrong. And they don't want to be wrong. They want to be right because they can hide behind the fucking keyboard and just say, well, you're wrong. And I don't have to prove it because I'm behind a keyboard. I don't have to prove anything.
It's like you can't.
And then when you look it up, and AI is literally like, when fucking Trend Google is fucking like,
Trend Google.
yo, this is wrong. And this is why. They're like, no, AI is wrong. It's AI. It's wrong.
Well, it's just why.
Because I read this article 5 years ago. You probably can't even find it, but
yeah, I observed it. So, okay, well, that's cool. You observed decarb on a ground blade. It doesn't mean it was happened during grinding.
Well, then if they know anything about physics, if you don't observe it, then the decarb's gone. So
That's right. That's actually a good point. That decarb actually wasn't there until he observed it.
Right.
So what are we talking about?
And that's science. That's physics.
That is actual physics. If you don't observe it, nothing changes. So technically, the decarb wasn't there until you observed it. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Production knives are full of burnt edges. Yeah, it was. And again, I follow the kid. I think he has a lot of really good info, and he's doing a lot of really good stuff. And he had a post, I remember, where he was testing with a Vickers tester the edges and the core of like razor blades, of some production knives, and they were all the same. So he was like, there isn't any burnt edges here. But then when he shows mine, he's like, well, there's some decarb there, AKA, which would be a burnt edge. And I'm like, I thought you said it, you did a whole test with it. And he's like, no, I said that it's not common in production knives. I'm like, but you said it's common to see loss of carbon at the edge during grinding. So if it's common to see loss of carbon at the edge, even during cooled grinding, then it should be common on production knives.
Right.
Like, they both have to be true. Like, production knives, I mean, the least amount of care goes into grinding, edge grinding on a production knife. It's a production knife. By definition, it's production, right? So if it's common, then it should be like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If it's common for everybody, it's common for everybody. It was a weird, it's stuff like that makes me feel like that makes me feel like you're trying to be underhanded about something.
Yeah, because people talk in riddles all the time, and it's fucking be like fucking amateur hour. Like, we're all adults here. Just fucking say what you're trying to say, and I can disagree with you, or agree with you, and then you can also do that. But like, you got to have facts coming to the table, man. Like, come on.
It's like when you tell me, when you show me this, and you go, here, there's you make a post, and you're like, boom, there's carbon at the edge. There's decarb on the edge. It looks like, okay. And then when I start talking to you about it, what I get the feeling like you thought I'd be pissed off about this. And because I'm not pissed off about it, you're like, shit, how do I handle this?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, explain to me how this happens so I can prevent this from happening. Because you just said this is a thing. Like I use coolant in my grinding. What do we do? Well, no, man. It's actually really common, especially with thin geometries. Okay, so thin geometry or not, it shouldn't make a difference.
He's saying that to be like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. It's super
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, boom, here's the post, right? And then it's like, okay, tell me how to fix this because you're the guy that sees it. And then it's like, well, I don't know how it's happening. I just know it's common. You know, I see it. It's not surprising at all. I see this, and I've seen it plenty of times, even with cooling. I'm like, okay, well, in that case, I'm like, well, but I thought you said there were no burnt edges. Like burnt edges aren't a thing.
I'm getting so frustrated right now.
Well, don't. I just, like I said, it's
because people do this shit all the time, and when you try to have a fucking normal conversation with them, they don't listen.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have to be right, you have to be wrong. Fuck you. I want your business to fail, and I want you to fail because I'm mad because you're doing good.
Yeah. There's this engineer kid that keeps popping in my DMs. It was the same way. He was on the post when I did the response video, and he was like, your steel is just shit soft, bro. And he's like, you just pulled that Rockwell number out of your ass because, well, you actually might be Fitzy. Fitzy
is smarter than all.
me and Alex both go, well, actually, Fitzy, you are smarter than all of us.
He's literally a rocket. He's a rocket engineer.
Yeah, he's literally a rocket engineer. He literally is smarter than all of us. But yeah, he was like, your steel is just soft as shit. You just made up that Rockwell number. If they really were 65 Rockwell, then you would have shown us some proof. So I just went back to my Instagram because I post the Rockwell readings of every batch I do.
Every
steel, especially a new one. I want to see what I can get. So I sent it to him, and then he's like, oh. And then what's funny is we're having this conversation, and he keeps repeating over and over because he'll say something. I'm like, okay, like I see what you're saying. So you're talking like, you mean like this. And then he'll be like, chill, bro. You don't have to get so defensive. And I'm like, and I keep repeating, I'm like, brother, I don't know what I'm saying that's making you think I'm like, I'm not offended by any of this. Like, I'm interested. I'm trying to understand, like, I'm trying to learn from you. And he would just over and over again, nah, bro, you need to chill out. Stop taking this, stop getting so angry or stop getting so defensive. And I'm like 4 times, I'm like, brother, I'm like laughing. I'm like, dude, I'm not mad about, I don't know why you keep saying that. But I do know why he's saying that. I'm just playing stupid. It's because he wants that reaction out of me. He thinks if he comes in and he calls me an idiot and says I know nothing about material science, then I'm going to respond by being a dickhead, and then he's going to do his AI thing and then shoot a bunch of shit. When I turn around and go, okay, cool, man, teach me. And then he's like, chill out, bro. And it's the same thing with all of them. They expect to get a reaction out of me because they think that I think I know everything. That's what it is. They think that I think I know everything and I'm just an idiot. When if everyone that knows me knows it's the exact opposite. But so when they come at me and they try, because that's like this Beatus guy. I don't know who he is. I didn't know who Peterson was. I didn't know it. They don't like me. They sit up at night. They beat their dick off to my poster. I drive them crazy. I live rent free in their heads for some weird reason. And they want to try to like destroy me. I don't know why. Every time I go to Blade Show, I make nothing but friends. But online, I don't know. Guys don't like me. So then, and then when they don't get the reaction they want out of me, like I said, I know what they want. They want me to get like pissed off about it. And then I'm like, okay, cool. And then it's the same thing. They're like, this is wrong. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me how to fix it. They're like, well, I'm not here to hold your hand because you don't know. You don't like heat treating is a very simple process. It's not fucking, I don't like there's not,
I don't know, but I know you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me how I did it wrong. Like Taylor's like, oh, maybe you didn't soak it long enough. And I'm like, well, that's not actually what the micrograph's showing. What the micrograph's showing is a well-soaked steel, and what's left are large carbides.
Yeah.
Like I think he had the idea that like all the carbides should be dissolved, which is, that would reduce the edge retention. That's not what we want at all. We're trying to, we want some carbide.
Is there not? I'm pretty sure there's a fucking thing, and I think Laren actually had it. It was CPM Crewwear versus Crewwear, or one of those steels. No, it was CPM. It was CPM 154 and ingot 154.
Yeah.
And the micrographs were shown after heat treat, and you could see like these are pre-dissolved because of the CPM process, and these were dissolved and were left over with clumpy carbides.
Yeah.
But like that's what people don't understand is like, and it goes back to all this bullshit that these quote unquote heat treaters post on fucking Instagram is like, I have a magic heat treat that can dissolve all of these carbides.
Yes.
So everyone else needs to figure out what the fuck I'm doing because I'm going to gatekeep all of this. But in reality, what they're doing is they're just thermocycling the steel and refining the grain a little bit, marginally, 7%, 5%.
I mean, like Laren's even said this before multiple times. Like ABLs, it's an ingot steel. But its microstructure and how they process it, it's finer than most powdered steels.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's just chromium carbide and metal and iron, right? So there's no reason. Like you'd be wasting your time to try to thermocycle. Again, most of this, especially the stuff that comes from a Lima, like 14C or 8 or 12C, this stuff comes from the factory, so fine. But again, and I don't blame anybody for not understanding it. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're in the metal world, if you're not in like knife making, you don't sit there and bury your head in books all the time like I do or Alex does. But yeah, the presence of large irregular carbides doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean the steel was under soaked, over soaked. Doesn't mean, you know what I mean? It just looks like you're about to sing a rock song.
And you have to remember that these quote unquote clumpy carbides aren't that big.
No, these are like 10 microns across or something, like really tiny.
So
yeah, they're large, like relative to small ones.
So what are we fucking doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I appreciate what the Taylor kid did, but like everything, he knows that the average knife dude like doesn't bury their head in a book about this stuff and isn't going to understand. Like they want it. Like I always try to say stuff like as simple as I can. So I want people to understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying. That's why I don't ever get into like weird like terminology. Because like if I'm trying to explain something to the customer base about how a knife works with metallurgy, I want it as straightforward as possible, right? So people get it. That's why I always use like food analogies and stuff like that because it's easy to understand. I want them to understand it. I don't want them confused. And I feel like either Taylor doesn't know that or he did and just like because all the stuff that he posted up there had no bearing on why the knife failed. Large carbides doesn't mean the knife's going to fail. Like the little, that one line of like decarb doesn't mean the knife's going to fail.
Why won't my car start? Well, your tires are bald.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And your tail lights
like,
out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was like, I appreciated him doing it, but like none of it solves the problem, you know? And then he was,
I knew Fitzy would fucking.
yeah, see, yeah, like I said, look, Fitzy is smarter than everybody in this fucking building, so yeah, yeah, exactly. I thought he Rockwell tested. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he just Rockwell poked it, but either way, whether I mean, if it was that was the biggest. That's the biggest red flag to me is that it was. If it really is 62.5, that's not what any of these knives are. These knives were all just under 65, between like 64.8 and 65.5. They were like all within that spec when I poked it. So that was the biggest red flag to me. It's like, well, how did it get so low?
Yeah.
So
that's the thing is like, I thought Vickers hardness was like 3 numbers, and then that translates to. All right.
Yeah, it's in the hundreds, like.
Because like 266 HV, which is Vickers, translates to 25 HRC. I don't know, man. Something doesn't add up.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
Which is micro hardness. Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
See what happens when actual smart people show up?
Ah. Ah. So reading, so it's 775.1 Vickers. Let me just put it into the fucking.
It's not necessarily linear, it varies significantly in thickness.
Actually, he's wrong because it's actually harder. It's 63.
Either way, it's still lower than.
Right.
That was my biggest thing. Is when I was waiting for that to happen. I kept it close to the chest, but my guess from the get-go was that the knife was softened. It's not apples to apples. Heard. That was my guess from the get-go. Because the only reason I could see a knife with that kind of geometry, and again, the reason I suspected that, and I even said it to him before he tested it, because I wanted to get proof that I said it before. The reason I assumed that the blade had been softened is because I've tested that. Like I've ground tons of knives at different, like especially when I first started making kitchen knives, I was testing knives at different hardnesses and to see how thin I can get it before it starts failing. Because obviously I don't want to grind a knife thin just to grind it thin, and then I send it to somebody and it's fucked up.
I don't like that there's bad information on his post. Like he says, look at Roman's micrograph, and it's the same micrograph we showed in the Blade Forums post where it's zoomed in and you could see all the clumpy carbides. So I don't like that because it's deceiving.
So
it's a deceiving thing.
Yeah, and again, but my thing is like the carbide size. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like the post is like it makes it look like the post is structured just to make me and the steel look bad. Because it's like Steve may not have soaked the steel long. Well, why would you say that? Well, there's undissolved carbides. There's always going to be undissolved carbides. We don't. Yeah. There's that. The point of carbides is for them to be there to add to edge retention, to wear resistance. So it's like exactly. Yeah. I'm shook.
All these plates away because they got decarb all over.
They got decarb. They're all fucking decarb. Yeah, that's my thing. Is just like I thought I was just going to get more information, like useful information out of it.
Of course not. Why would you get any information out of any of this shit?
Because for the record,
you gotta invest in yourself and just do all the research yourself. Because
originally, like for the record, what happened was the Beatus guy sends me a message that he's sending the knife to Taylor, and that he told Taylor to keep the information between me and Taylor, right? To not let it out to the public, to some effect like that. I immediately hit up Taylor and I was like, whatever you get posted. I don't want any like secret shit. Like I don't need any secret shit. I'm not worried about what you're going to find. I know what I do and I know how well I do it. I'm not worried about it. So, he was already trying to play that game of being like, oh yeah, man, we'll keep, because again, he sits there and he trashes the knife and then he turns around and is like, hey man, I sent it to Taylor. You guys can keep it between you two. You don't have to tell anybody about what you find. See what I mean? And I'm like you guys really think I'm dumb. Like you genuinely think like I can't, like that's why I feel like a lot of these guys are young. Like they're really, 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 really young. And I don't mean just young in age. I mean like young in experience. Like you don't think I see through that? Like my daughter would see through that. Like stop.
Oh yeah.
Like she's 13. Like I was like, no, you're not going to try to like set me up to be like I hid information from people or anything like that. That's not how this works.
Ooh, I got another one too. Hang on a second. Let me share my screen again. Ooh, let me share my screen again. Forgot that this guy sells these weird steels. Entire screen because we can't do research on our own. So this guy is SG Web Shop. But if you look at this fucking micrograph,
boom, boom.
And he measures the carbides. Oh my gosh. Fucking the biggest one is like 3 micron, 4 microns, 5 microns, or 6 microns in this one. So spare me with the fucking, and this is at 63 HRC. Here's his recommended temps at the bottom here. Yeah. Hardening temperature, quenching, cryogenic treatment, tempering, 58 to 63. Steve, you didn't soak it long enough.
Yeah. It's so fun. What's so funny is like, it's again, now that I'm saying it out loud, and I hate doing this. I'm not trying to sound like the world's out. I don't want to sound like that at all. This is why, like, I just assumed I fucked the knife up at first, right? And I tried to replicate the test because it's, again, I've heat treated parts and blades for fits. I've made and heat treated 1,000 knives at least by myself. I've done another 300 or 400 parts or more for other people, blades, parts for other people. Half the people have gone behind me as they should, double checked Rockwell hardness. I've got plenty of return cut. Like everything's always not just me doing my job, but like other people have come back to me because they, the work that I do is good. So I don't like me having one knife that's fucked up out of 1,000 doesn't bother me. It's just, I made a lemon. Let me fix it. I'll replace the knife. Right. But when I like, I don't want to sound like it's like the world's out to get me or anything. But I just think now that I'm saying it out loud, it's like odd that the things that I constantly talk about is like knives need to be a higher hardness. And I keep saying that knife makers need to soak their steel long enough. And both of those things were discredited to me with this knife. The steel wasn't as hard as I said it was. and he made the assumption that I need to soak the steel longer. It's like it almost makes you feel like they're doing it on purpose. Like those specific things, you know what I mean?
Because they didn't do any research on the steel at all. They just pulled up Roman's micrograph, which is fucking zoomed out way like a bunch.
It's 50x out here instead of 500.
Look at this for reference. Look how fine the grain structure is. But if you zoom in on it, you can actually see. And then if you look at this guy's fucking same thing, which is he's a pretty credible fucking dude selling these steels, and he micrographs everything. You can see that there's fucking clumpy carbides. That's my point, is that they're fucking trying to deceive everyone. But if you look at it, it's like, do your research, man.
It's okay. I'm just going to take clips. Like I said, once I run this test and I find out if it does what I think it's going to do, I'll make a big old grandiose post about it and we'll all laugh about it.
I mean, we will laugh about it, yeah. Well, I did everything to the ASTM standard. Good fucking for you. Good for your fucking standard. Some guy in fucking Europe did this on a fucking picnic table made out of wood and fucking got better results than you did. So get fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It's just it's only a little bit frustrating because I have to explain it more, like most people, I think, like I've gotten a lot of people that are like, hey, a lot of people think either the steel was jacked up or whatever, or it's just a lemon, which is what I keep saying. Specs get fucked.
Yeah, specs can get fucked.
My theory is like I said, I think somebody took those handle scales off, which would have taken 10 seconds, threw it in an oven, and lowered the temp. Yeah. Because that was my thing when I was talking to the Taylor kid, when he said that you can get decarb from heat, loss of carbon from heat during grinding. That's why my follow-up was, well, then it could happen during tempering, right? If the blade, if under coolant, it gets hot enough to lose carbon, then it should also happen if it gets hot enough during tempering, right? Because I was like, well, couldn't that because it would have furthered my case if you can lose carbon on a very tiny scale, right, on the surface level, from 300 or 400 degrees happening during grinding, let's say, right, then the same thing should happen during tempering, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it doesn't affect the performance of the steel because it wouldn't matter. You'd sharpen it right off after tempering and all that, or you grind it off or whatever. The reason I said that was if we have a level, there was a tiny little layer of decarb at the actual apex, because he said, yeah, it's so tiny it would get that amount of decarb on there would come off with one sharpening. Should just come off with a sharpening. And I said, well, that doesn't make any sense because the knife went to him sharpened, so it shouldn't be there. So if there's a slight layer of decarb on the actual apex, right, enough to be removed with one sharpening, that should have been removed with a sharpening. If it can happen during grinding, then it can happen during tempering. And if there's a layer of decarb on an apex that was already sharpened, then that just kind of lends more credence to me saying somebody threw it in an oven, right? I mean, am I crazy?
Down in the city,
does that make sense? Or am I?
Yeah, credence.
Like, well, I'm saying, like, does that make sense? Like, if you can get a thin layer of decarb from the temperature during grinding, like cooled grinding, then you can get it during tempering. And the fact that there is a layer of decarb on the apex of a sharpened knife.
Yeah.
Maybe someone threw it in.
My question: how do you sharpen the knife?
Me?
Yeah.
Whetstones.
There it is.
I induce decarb. I must do this too fast.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's decarb on my dick then from.
Yeah, there's definite decarb on the cock.
Yeah, you know.
Oh my gosh, I want
decarb inside my wife's cooch for me banging it. Everything's decarbed.
I just want to go live on.
That's Whetstone's the hottest sharpening process. I know, right? Again, like I said, I'm just going by what the guy says. Like, I believe him. He's smarter than me. He's got all the cool technology and stuff. Cool. I'm the idiot. Learn.
Well,
if you're saying that it's common and it can happen, that decarb can happen during a cooled grinding process, like a thin layer of it. If that's the case, then it can definitely happen in a temper oven.
Well, it doesn't happen to me because my machine chews 5 gum.
No, I know, Fitzy. I'm just saying, like, I like, you know.
Yeah, you can follow directions.
Yeah, of course. But my thing is like, you're a real bright guy, Fitzy. You can say that, right? Me, I'm just a fucking dumb caveman. And guys think that I think, you know, they so I just have to lean into me being a stupid caveman and ask the much smarter men than me to explain what I can't understand. You know?
3.
And then the problem arises when I ask them to explain what they're telling me and they can't do it. Or it just doesn't add up. You know, you're a much smarter man than I. You can sit there when he starts, you know, somebody starts using Google Translate or that AI, Google AI to spit out some, you know, some technical jargon. It designs parts with square holes. I'm not surprised, actually.
God damn.
Decarb?
Yeah. A ton of it. Fuck. I do so much decarb on this. No, my grinds are coming out good, and
They're looking sexy.
I'm stoked about it.
They're looking sexy.
Yeah, I'll show some of the sex. If you can, you probably can't even see it, but
Fuck yeah, we can see that.
look at the sex.
God damn.
It's off the machine. I'm just trying to get like the plunges even or whatever, but I remember what everyone talks about is like you're never gonna get it perfect.
Well, you just try to get them as close as you can.
I just want to get it as close so nobody can fucking can see it and email me.
Yeah.
And get mad.
I remember Tim Reeve telling me that. He says his dad taught him that when you grind a knife, you're really grinding 2 knives, not 1. He's like, because you can never, no matter, even with these sweet machines we have, we can never get them dead on. They're always off because of, tool wear and all that kind of stuff.
Grinding the knife is hard. Is that what he meant? 2 knives?
That's what he meant.
Fuck! I broke a thing.
What'd you break?
Just part of my fixture. It's just they break
Fine.
sometimes.
Fine.
I got reserves. It needs to go in about 2 cut hairs.
It's an official measurement.
Oh, it needs to go back more. This is blade number 4. What's going on here? Thought we pushed that back. We didn't. So we got to do that. Let's go 3 thou.
3 thou?
Apparently that's a unit of measurement that somebody can fucking spot.
3 thou? Well, if you were Survive guy, remember what was that guy? No, his buddy that got in business with him for a minute. Heavyset. He said guy could spot a 1 thou difference on a bevel height.
Oh yeah, Fat Tactical.
Yeah, Fat Tactical. There you go. Yeah. I heard he did a drop and took everybody's money and ran.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking took them all. And then Jacob had to make a post about how to distance himself from him or whatever because
no, he's just okay. No, he's just
he was troubled. He was a drug dealer or whatever.
Yeah, now he is.
Yeah. Before they were having
buddies,
fucking consensual sex in the park.
Yes, they were bumping uglies. That's another dude who fucked with one of my knives and never sent it. Douche. Keep staring at this.
I think getting more info from Tim and then fucking bringing these ones fucking way better. Way better. Except for this one. It's all fucked up. I gotta put it back on now. What the fuck? Ugh.
It looks really good coming off a machine, dude.
Whatever you get, fucking. This see fucking. Oh, that's annoying.
Square holes. I keep looking at that. Makes me laugh. Just fits. He was like, he designed parts with square holes. This makes me giggle. Yes, whetstones, the hottest of all sharpening. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I'm wasting my time sharpening everything by hand. I'm just going to do it on the belt because decarb.
Either way, you're
decarb.
Either way, you're going to get decarb. So
fuck it. YOLO. Specs can be fucked.
probably fix that by hand. Who cares? No one cares. No one gives a shit. I will fix that by hand.
Manufacturing engineers. What? What? I thought you were being facetious. It's like a real story. A square hole. It's like, that's not going to work, bud.
Oh yeah, he told me that story, and then like,
I thought he was being joking.
And then 2 days later, I saw like a post of a bit that someone developed that can make square holes, and I was going to send him.
wait, what? What does it vibrate? How does that work?
Yeah, so like what it does is like it basically like it's a specific shape, and it like spins off center and kind of like mills down a square hole.
He got kicked out of this. Yeah, I bet. 10 years of experience. Rotary broaching. It makes corners?
Yeah.
That is a wild thing to try to conceptualize.
Yeah, it like cuts
cuts a square.
It wobbles and it cuts, but like it cuts a square.
That's kind of fucking cool.
It's nuts to see.
There's
a lot of woodworkers use those because they can make like a mortise and tendon type.
Yeah. That's the first thing I was thinking of was woodworking. Right when you said it, like wobble cuts a square. No, yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna go YouTube that. I just want to watch it. You know, in your brain, you know, you're only seeing, you know, cylinders. Picture something wobble cutting corners. Well, don't tell 10 years of experience guy. You don't want him to know. He's gonna be like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
So much decarb. Rotary broaching. Design for cost. Never heard of it. Design for cost. What?
Don't worry, we'll get these perfect someday. Just gotta keep loading in fucking programs.
I'm still Rem. I'm actually still working with him. I got some samples that are actually coming out of the temper oven today. I'm going to mail up to him to do some more testing with. Try to figure out exactly what's wrong with that specific knife. Need to go down like on the website and go find all the people that bought those knives and like contact them all and ask them if anything went wrong.
They're like, no, because we didn't fucking snap it in half on purpose.
Well, you know what's crazy was like just a couple days ago, some guy messages me and he has, you know, the K390 one we did together?
Yeah.
He, and I hand ground all those. The Z12 Ultra is tits, first off. I'm about to do some testing on it, even more testing on it. That's what I'm thinking, Rem. And I'm going to try to prove that theory. And he dropped that knife when he was on like a step ladder, right? It had a chip in it, right? Like towards the kind of the tip area. Not even half as bad as the ones on that at Nitro X7, which made me laugh because it was like,
yeah, these came out 67 HRC.
Yeah, they're 67 and ground the same way. Yeah. Yes, and ground the exact same way. And he dropped his off of a ladder or something, and it chipped. And he hit me up. He's like, dude, I use this thing all the time. Like, do you think, he was like, do you think you could fix it? I really don't want to lose it. And I was like, I could fix that in fucking 15 minutes, dude. I was like, just mail it to me. But it just made me laugh. That's K390, 67. He dropped it off like a step ladder or something. Took a tiny little guy, what you'd expect out of it, right, on concrete. Not even, like I said, not even half the damage that this knife got. So that's my that's why it's my theory that it is somebody took the screws off that handle and threw that thing in an oven. It's my guess.
Yep.
But we'll see if we'll see if it happens. If not,
Chucked it in with the wives baking.
Yeah, threw it in with a pie. Threw it in with the
bacon
cupcakes.
In there. Fucking Sara Lee. You got a Sara Lee in there?
How about we add a little? Oh yeah, that K391, yeah. Actually, Fitzy, if I just emailed Zap not too long ago. I'm gonna go check my email to see if I'm getting pricing on a sheet of that stuff. Because
let's go.
So far, that Z12 is tits. I will say it does rust a little easier than K390, but like grinding it, I noticed that. But other than that, it takes a nasty edge. I need to do more like stability testing, more torquing on it, and twisting, and see how I can get it to how much chipping I can get out of it, how thin the edge I can run. But I need to post them. If I need to put a fucking handle on, is what I need to do. But yeah, it's cool. It's dope. It might. I don't even know. It might actually have better edge. I know it has at least the edge retention of K390. It might even be a touch better. But I'm really interested. I want to see the stability because it's got some tungsten in it. Little tonguey.
I like them tungsten.
I like them tongues.
Steels.
We like tongues in our steels.
Those tungsten steels. Those cobalt steels are nice too.
Like
I remember when fucking Rex 45 came out. I was fucking all over that shit.
Rex 45? Oh, bro. I remember, dude. I'll never forget it because I had jury duty. I got called for jury duty, and it was the same day that. Well, now they call it like the avocado, the REC Para 3. It was that was dropping, and then it was like Cutlery Shop had that burnt orange Rex 45 Para 3 at the exact same time. And I was like, I got to make a decision. And I ordered, I was literally in jury duty like this, trying to get that Rex 45, and I got it. I was so stoked. And then they didn't need me for jury duty, so I was really stoked. I remember I had that thing forever. I love that.
Yeah, I had to buy that one off of a fucking bento box.
Oh, I remember Bento Box.
They're still around.
Are they? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one. That was like the Para 3 craze days, boy. They was coming out with a different one every month.
Yeah, I think I bought the K390 Para 3 from Bento Box and then immediately sold it after I found out what the hardness was on it.
Was it low?
Yeah, it was like 63.
See? It's funny because when I had one of those too, and it was just meh. Because my Rex 45 was better.
The Police 4 was 65.
Yeah. The ones that come out of Japan are usually better. Yeah, I don't know why they do a better job with the K390, but like I've seen Delicas that were like 65 or 66, like 65-ish.
Fucking nuts.
Dishwasher. I was a chef for like almost 18 years and a knife maker, and I still have knives that end up in the dishwasher.
Yeah, the Seiki City Japan one is like close to fucking. This is ZDP 189. It's like close to 67.
ZDP gets hard as a preacher's dick, dude.
Yeah, I remember when I was these Enduros or Endura.
Yeah. When I was
all the ones.
When I was a chef, dude, ZDP was like Sukanari used to, but they probably still do. They were the ones making ZDP knives. They were like fucking $600 knives.
Yeah, I mean now you can go to Chef Knives to Go and just get anyone.
All of them are there, bro. All of them.
Cheap.
All of them are there now.
Dude, this fucking Shiro. So this is a fucking Hati, and it's the one on washers with the G10. Dude, it's fucking on washers.
That's on washers?
That's on washers.
How the fuck they do that?
There's no blade play. because there's a bushing inside of it.
Like in the pivot.
Yeah, there's a bushing on the pivot.
That's crazy.
And it's so funny because I think the fucking rotten design guy was like, "Oh, I developed this new system and blah blah blah." I was like, "Motherfucker, you stole that from Shiro Gorov. Come on." Yeah,
I did it.
It's got a bushing in it and it fucking drops like that on washers. It's fucking nuts.
That's wild.
Dude, no blade. Listen, there's no fucking blade.
That's crazy. I never knew they did that. I didn't know that thing was on washers.
I hunted this knife for like fucking 5 years. And then somebody finally found it for me and was like, "Oh, it's got edge damage by the sharpening." I don't give a fuck. Give it to me.
I'll fix that right up. Problem solved.
But I'm probably gonna regrind it, but I don't know. It's fucking dope.
That's sick. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, dude.
Why don't they do all their knives like that?
I don't know. It's one of their one of their first lines too. Like you can see like little inconsistencies and like stuff like that, but like it's got the same lock geometry as all the other ones. And this is like an F95, like their fucking flagship ones on the KBS or whatever.
Yeah.
The mini bearings. Like it's okay. This one, fucking guillotine.
Just drops.
Yeah.
Just glass smooth, no play.
I fucking love this knife so much. I want to buy another one.
I didn't even know they did that.
They did this and then immediately did the same knife with the KBS bearings in it, and it looks the same. And they have like a fucking G10 backspacer, like an orange.
That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
Nice.
just fucking knife rules. And LMAX.
And it's probably ground pretty well.
Oh yeah, it's not bad.
They usually do a pretty good job on their grinds.
This is so good, man. This knife is fucking so good.
Go see him at
Like I want to bring
California.
these and just be like, dude, can you please make another one of these?
Like,
Please,
please.
make more.
like why did you stop? He's gonna be like, because roller bearing much easier assembly and tolerance than washer with bushing.
Oh, it definitely is.
It's very hard. Like, oh, I'm sure it is.
Like you can see inconsistencies on this. Like the spine is like clearly was ground on like a wheel, and then they cleaned it all up with like another like a contact wheel or whatever. And like there's some inconsistencies in the milling here, but like other than that, it's fucking perfect.
Yeah, but still, you said it was one of their earlier ones too, right?
Yeah. So fucking cool.
I need to go look for one. I didn't even know they made that ever.
Yeah, you want to get the Hottie with the fucking orange G10 and the orange G10 backspacer.
Fuckers.
Fucking tits.
Tatas.
It's fucking worth it.
Tatis.
I think they're like sub 500. Find them.
Really?
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
I thought they're going to be
I
like triple that.
I traded a knife for it.
That's what we do.
That's what I do.
That's what we do. I've reground probably every production knife that I own, I think, at this point.
I need to get on it. I got a lot in here that I got to regrind.
I'll either, if I've probably reheat treat and reground every single one. Like if I'm like, because sometimes, especially in the summer, I got shorts. Sometimes I don't carry like one of my fixed blades. So I was
If you
carrying, like,
have
the
if you have some extra cash and you can get one of these, I highly recommend getting this Enduro from TJ Schwartz.
oh, Schwartz makes a sick knife.
So it's a lock bar like situation, but he made a new spring.
Oh,
It looks like a cotter pin almost, but like it's got so much more retention than like a normal Benchmade. Like it actually has a detent. Like it fucking like.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you can hear that.
Whereas like the fucking these dumb Benchmade ones are like,
Yeah, it's pussy.
but But I highly recommend getting one of these because it's like, I don't know, I think it's like 10 or 11 thou behind the edge.
Damn, son.
In Magna Cut, that's like 64 HRC.
Damn, look at
And
this sick shit.
It's like $280.
That's retarded.
And made in the USA.
How?
Because TJ says fuck you. TJ's one of the people. He says fuck you.
How?
He's like fuck you. I'm just gonna do it better than anyone else. Yeah, the Enduro is the knife of the year, probably, in my opinion. It should be the knife of the year.
Yeah, the guy Rem was literally just asking, said you heard you grabbed one. Well, there's your answer, Rem. It's fucking knife of the year.
Dude, since I've got it, I've carried it every fucking day and just like did all the shit that I would do with a Lamia, and it's just like it's awesome.
I'm not like blowing smoke.
The edge
it sounds
like
perfect.
The edge is still good.
It sounds perfect. It's like ground well. It works well. It carries well. It's heat treated well. It's like everything fucking slaps on the thing.
Dude, and it's like obviously like it's a subliner because it's got the liners in there, and he heat treated all the liners too.
Damn, dude, for under $300.
Yeah, I know that Montana Knife Company is the only one that heat treats liners, but TJ heat treated his liners.
Yeah. I know Montana.
And
the
it's
only ones.
sub $300. Like you're gonna spend more money on a Benchmade Gold Class.
Gold Class? You spend more money on a fucking Benchmade 940 right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Those things are fucking 300 plus.
This thing fucking rules. This knife is amazing. And it's got patent pending technology in it.
I bet my left nut that a Magna Cut 940 is $350 plus.
Oh, definitely.
Guaranteed.
I think the normal blue bug out is like 250 at this point.
That's so fucking crazy.
I remember when they came out and they weren't even that much.
They were like $130.
Yeah.
They were, I mean, like, how much? Jesus Christ.
But yeah, get an Enduro. It's so fucking good. Like, I don't think he realizes how good this knife is. Like it
looks like how long's the blade? It looks about perfect. It's like a 3-inch.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Need an Enduro now.
Like compared to like the Lamia, it's like they're almost the same, like size.
Yeah.
As far as length, but the blade is like they're roughly the same blade. This knife is like fucking stupid good.
I haven't bought a knife in a minute, but you just sold me on it.
This one for sure you need to get just because it's that good. It's easy to take apart and like clean. I would suggest like opening up the springs a little bit more when you get it because the springs are a little bit taut,
tight, strong, yeah.
Yeah, but like once that and it's broken in, it's like it's fucking money. Yeah, it's so good. And like even the stock thickness on the blade is like it's pretty thin.
It didn't look crazy.
It's 9 thou thicker than the knives that I make. So it's 109 thou. Like yeah. And I just cut myself shutting it because it's still fucking stupid sharp. Yeah. 109 thou.
Smig over 330 seconds.
Yeah, man. This thing is like it's so good. I've not carried anything else for like the entire time I've had.
It's high praise.
Yeah, if he does like a fucking high vis green, I'm definitely getting. I need all the colors.
They sell out mega quick. Yeah, you go to the site, go check it out.
Dude, he makes like a ton of them too, and like they fucking sell out in like 30 seconds.
Well, fucking, you just said why.
They're so that good.
If they're that fucking good, everybody's.
There's so many dipshits selling them on fucking Reddit, and I'm like, you are fucking stupid, because this is like the knife of the year. Because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna fucking call him later or at some point and be like, you need to raise your price.
Like this is ridiculous.
Because this knife is the best fucking knife of the year. Like if he doesn't, I don't know if he's gonna go to Blade Show West, but if he goes and doesn't win awards for it, then they're fucking stupid.
Well, they are fucking stupid. It'll probably be some Chi-Com knife. Let's be honest, but whoever sponsors the show.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Because they had their podcast. He was talking. TJ's very like reserved guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever talked to him, but he's pretty reserved, dude.
But his podcast.
He's a fucking genius. And like when he talked about the knife, he's like, yeah, I just wanted to, not announce anything until it came out. And then, it's selling pretty good. So we're going to focus on that. And I'm like, you are underselling yourself, dude. This is the knife of the year. Everyone else can get fucked. Like, it's so good.
That he's Rem spot on. The Mannix and Magnamax will win it. Watch, yeah, you're right.
It's
some bullshit. Some bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, wait till TJ fucking throws Magnamax in the Enduro and charges $100 more and just annihilates everyone. Wow, yeah, I cut myself pretty good. That's sharp knife. That's why they got Band-Aids.
So annoying getting cut and bleeding all over the place.
And I have that O positive blood, so it doesn't clot at all.
Yeah, me too. I just bleed all over everything.
I'm just like, must be nice to have blood clotting abilities.
So I didn't know that about the O positive thing. It's just like my entire life, I'm always like, why the fuck does this keep bleeding? It always annoyed the shit, especially being a chef. Like you cut yourself and then I got to fucking wrap it in tape or something because it's obnoxious as fuck. Because I don't want to bleed on people's fucking food, you know?
You know what's sick, though, is that we have a natural immunity to malaria.
No shit.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
The only downside of fucking O positive blood is, first of all, none. But second is bacteria. Like, we can't handle bacteria that well. So, like, if we ever got cholera or Ebola, we'd be fucked.
We fucked. It's fine. Ebola isn't bad very much.
But since those aren't things that are real, like cholera is not really real.
Hasn't been for a minute, at least.
Cholera is a boomer fucking.
Cholera's for weak boomers, bro. Like.
But other than that, we got dope ass fucking blood.
Yeah, we're good to go.
You can donate to a decent amount of people.
Oh, I've even got. They told me a couple years ago I started donating blood. I have baby blood.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, so apparently there's some like very generic, or not generic. I guess generic. Yeah, there's some sickness, some virus that like 90% of the population by the time you're an adult has, and if you have it, the antibodies that your body creates to fight it, like. The blood can't go to babies because it has the antibody. I've apparently never been sick with it. So I don't have the antibody. So it goes to little babies.
So you can hook up babies with blood.
Babies with blood. That's the only reason I started going. I started donating blood is they told me that and I felt bad. I hate donating blood. I can't. It skeeves me the fuck out with that fucking flagpole sticking out of my goddamn arm.
Oh, yeah,
dude. Yeah, and so like, so once the lady told me that, she like offhand mentioned it. Oh, you got baby blood. What the fuck does that mean? And then she told me, and I was like, well, now I gotta come. Like I have to go every like 2 or 3 months to donate blood because I don't want the babies to die. Yeah, I don't want the babies to die. What kind of fucking prick would I be if fucking letting babies die?
Yeah, I had a fucking biological and philosophical debate with AI the other day on which blood was superior. And it tried to tell me that AB was the best. And I was like, fuck you, it's not the best.
What? What was its reasoning?
Its reasoning was like, because it can get blood from anyone. It's the universal receiver. And I'm just like, au contraire.
Donor.
I was like, au contraire. Being a universal donor is way better because then I can extort people for money. And it was like, oh, you clever bitch. And I was like, yeah, this is how it's going to go down. I'm going to design a baby with O positive blood or O negative blood so it can donate to everyone. And then I'm going to fucking throw a CRISPR gene in there where it's like impervious to fucking bacteria.
Done. Super blood.
Done.
Super
and it
blood.
was like, yeah, you've created the fucking perfect human. And I was like, thank you.
That's right. That's what I do, actually.
AI. So I'm a biologist. I don't know if you guys know that. Or geneticist too.
Yeah. Geneticist and eugenics.
Yeah.
Creating super people.
But it was just funny having this little debate with AI about it. And it was like, no, you're wrong. And I was like, I'm not. This is why I'm not. Because I'm going to make the most money and I'm going to have a child that won't die of fucking like carotid arteries because it can fucking push the blood through because it doesn't clot.
I'm telling you, dude, when you told me that, everything made sense.
Dude, yeah.
Whole life.
I got my blood work done the other day, and like my LDL was at like 109 or whatever, which is like fucking. It's not that high. I put everything to AI, and AI was like, "You're fine. Like, don't worry about it." And so I was like talking to the doctor, and I was like, "Hey, like, do you know why cholesterol raises like this?" And he's like, "Well." He's like, because you're eating a lot of cholesterol. And I was like, no, that's not why. I was like, because I'm not eating enough. I was like, your body is in homeostasis. So like, if you don't eat enough cholesterol,
your body creates cholesterol.
Your body creates it and raises your fucking cholesterol to a point where it can handle it. And I was like, but if you have that weird thing where like your liver creates more cholesterol and you're also consuming more cholesterol, then that's where you run into trouble. And he's like, I didn't even know that. And I was like, you're
Shocking.
a doctor.
Shocking.
Why didn't you know that? And he's like, well, I'm not a nutritionist. And I was like,
it's always their excuse.
I fucking looked it up.
I Googled this.
But no, it was like, if you're if you're intermittently fasting, like your cholesterol can raise.
Yeah, it will. It absolutely will.
And I wholeheartedly believe that some people need a certain amount of cholesterol. So if you're in the 100 range, like it's probably okay.
I am thoroughly the last nail in the coffin was the recent blood pressure thing. I am 1,000% sold now that nearly every single dietary guideline is strictly there to keep you on some sort of a medication.
Oh yeah, dude. So all my blood pressure has been like, it was in the 130. It was like, it's like 130 over, I think 70 or 80 or something.
Mine's been that since I was a teenager getting physicals for football.
I went in recently because I've been like doing kettlebells at home and stuff like that, like on a weekly basis, and like intermittently fasting, but also eating like not shit. Not that I've eaten shit before, but like eating less shittily, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was at 120 over 68.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's insane. And I was like, why? They're like, it dropped so low and so quickly that way. I was like, yeah, I've been working out and like not eating like shit all the time. Like she was shocked it went down. And I was like, well, what's even better than that? She's like, well, if it was like at 115 over 68, it'd be perfect.
So like, here's what's funny about that, right? So my blood pressure has been like, it was in the 130s over like 78 or something, right? My whole life.
Yeah.
When I started doing whenever I start doing like a lot of like really intense cardio, it'll go down to like 125 over 75, right?
Yep.
Which is technically perfect.
Yeah.
130 is like pre-type hypertension, whatever, right? Which I always thought was weird because it's been like that since I was a teenager. I'm like, how am I pre-hypertensive as a teenager? But sure.
Right.
They just lowered the recommended blood pressure again to 110 over 70. Okay.
Yeah.
In the 60s, 160 over 90 was considered normal.
Yeah.
What's changed? I think what happens is every like decade or so, people keep getting better and better, like healthier and healthier. And the blood pressure, like they have to keep moving the marker down so they can keep putting old people on blood pressure meds.
If you go, so the other 4 days ago, they released the 2026 cholesterol guidelines. If you look, the LDL, they lowered everything.
Did they?
Yeah. So like if you have an LDL of 80 or more, you need to lower it.
That's crazy. See, I don't believe any of that. I just don't. I don't believe any of this bullshit.
And if you are predisposed for, high cholesterol, they want you to be under 50.
I don't believe that.
I put all my shit into AI and it was like, you're fine. And here's the reason why you're fine is like, because your ratio of cholesterol to your LDL is 3.8, which is below 4. which is well below the recommended, amount. And they're like, your triglycerides are at 40, which means you don't have any fucking inflammation in your arteries.
I'm telling you, like it's all. First off, people are so individual when it comes to genetics, right? Everybody's got so many different. What's good for one person is not for the other. Then you take into effect they look at the most basic blood markers. Your LDL, like you just said, you go look at it and you go, oh well, your triglycerides are at 40, so it shows like little to zero inflammation, so you're fine. If your fucking LDL was 200 and your triglycerides are at fucking 40, it would mean the exact same fucking thing. You might just live on more LDL. Who the fuck knows?
It was funny too. I was like, yeah, my LDL or my triglycerides are stupid low because of this, and he's like, no, it's because you don't eat sugar. And I was like, well, you're wrong because I do eat sugar.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I just don't eat a fuck ton of it. But also, that's not what triglycerides mean.
No, dude. People's brains break. Like when I talk about like diabetes to people, because like Charlie had like a friend's wife who was like fucking almost diabetic, and I was like, she said something about it, and I was like, doesn't that embarrass you? Excuse me, and I'm like, you're killing yourself.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're eating so much that your pancreas is dying. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
And she's like, and she's a nurse. And she's like, well, no, because I'm predisposed. I'm like, no, you're just eating too much. No, it's because I eat sugar. No. It has nothing to do with sugar. Diabetes has fuck all to do with sugar. When they do rat studies for diabetes and they induce diabetes into rats, they feed them pure fat.
Yeah.
It's just there's an insulin response for everything you eat. It's just a matter of how many calories you eat. When you stuff your fucking face and become a big fucking fat ass, that's why you become diabetic. If you ate 1,800 calories of pure sugar every day, you'd be a stick figure in 3 weeks. You're not going to have diabetes. You eat pure sugar all day. It's got nothing to fucking do with sugar. It's you just stuffing your face full of calories because you're a fat fuck.
Well, it was like there's like this study that was recently done too of like extreme athletes. So athletes that do ultra marathons and things like that. They have to eat like 7,000 calories a day to fucking stay alive. Well, they have some of the highest LDL levels out of anyone. It's like, because they're eating a fuck ton of food.
Yeah.
And they still can't get satiated because they're burning all of the calories.
Well, remember when Phelps was winning all those medals? There was that report that came out that he ate like 4 pizzas a day or something like that.
Yeah.
Like swimming's like the most aerobic activity you can do.
Yeah.
The guy is swimming. He's like 6 foot. He's built like a dolphin, right? And he's swimming like 6 hours a day. I remember hearing that. Everyone's like, could you believe that? And I'm like, yeah, bro. He's swimming all day.
I'm sure his LDL was high, but again, it means that he needs that much in his system.
Yeah.
His body is used to having a high amount because it needs to fucking do whatever it does. Because they still have no idea what LDL is for. They don't know.
No.
They have no idea.
Yeah, Phelps did like 11,000. At least I guarantee he was doing that. I just remember everyone was freaking out about it. And I was like, he's got to eat at least that. I'm like, have you ever tried swimming for 10 minutes straight?
Dude, I work out 4 times a week with kettlebells, and I'm starving.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Starving. Yeah. I could only imagine.
Yeah,
he's working out twice a day, every day.
Yeah, it's swimming. I'm like, have you ever tried? Like, I grew up in Florida, so it's like I swam a lot. So it's like, have you ever tried to just swim in a pool back and forth? In Florida, they put these. A lot of guys will have in their pool. It's like a current generator. It's like a metal. It looks like an air conditioner. You stick it in there, and it pushes a current, so you could swim and do laps in your pool, basically. And it's like a treadmill. You stay in the same spot. Yeah. Like, you ever tried to use one of those for literally 3 minutes straight? You die. Oh, yeah. You die. Yeah. You're about to drown, bro. You're like, I'm gonna die. So this
dude, I did swimming in high school. It fucking sucks.
Yeah. You were a rail. Like you like, of course he's got to eat 11,000 calories. The guy's 6'5". He's swimming for 6 hours. Like that's what he does. He doesn't eat that now. He's retired. Right. But like, yeah. What do you think? Everybody makes a big deal. Like DJ Metcalf, the linebacker, it was a receiver. He eats like twice a day. He eats like 3 bags of candy, and then he eats like dinner, which is like steak and potatoes. And everyone's like, "How is he so jacked?" I'm like, "He runs football all day, bro."
Well, it's like that Sam Sulek guy. Like somebody asked him about does it matter what calories you eat, and he's like, "No, it doesn't matter what fucking calories you eat. It's thermodynamics.
Yeah,
if your body's burning 2,000 calories and you eat 1,000 calories of donuts, then you're gonna lose weight.
You're gonna lose weight. Well, there's a very, very famous study. There was a Yale professor who was
did the Twinkie diet.
The Twinkie diet. It was like Twinkie.
Yeah.
He nothing but like Twinkies and candy for 3 weeks. And not only did he lose weight, like his LDL got better, his cholesterol went down, his blood pressure got better because of the weight loss, right? Like it's just it's simple. But it always just trips me out when I hear people talk about it. Like, this guy eats like 3 bags of candy. Yeah, bro, he's a football player. He weighs 230 pounds and he has body fat like 8%. Yeah, I bet he eats 4 bags of candy.
It's like that guy that plays Reacher, that Alan Richmond guy or whatever.
Yeah.
He brings like snacks with him or whatever on his thing, and everyone gives him shit for it. He's like, dude, I work out every fucking day. I'm gonna eat whatever I want.
He's like 6'4", 250 pounds, like I don't know, 12%
like
body fat.
Yoked.
He's yoked. He's yoked, and he's on test. Yeah, he can fucking eat like a hog, bro. He's a huge dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's juiced to the fucking tits. And like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, bro. Eat ice cream for breakfast? I would. I encourage you to eat ice cream for breakfast. I love ice cream.
The point is like, I don't know, it's like fucking wild going in there and just talking to him. He's like, yeah, well, you're super healthy. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I was just like, all right, whatever.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. No, doctors don't know shit about nutrition. They don't. They just treat symptoms with tests and pills. And like, it's bro. I'm telling you, like my grandfather used to talk so much shit when he was alive about doctors, and I never got it. And then like this is a dude who went through World War II, Korea, had malaria like 3 times, like, and then now the older I get, I was like, God, he's right. They're all like half of them are fucking retarded.
Like I get like we need surgeons and shit like that. I mean, even there's probably an argument for surgeons and shit, but like or an oncologist or whatever. But like primary care doctors,
biggest fucking bunch of bullshit.
I could do that. I could do that.
Biggest bunch of bullshit, dude.
I could do it
for sure. Trauma surgeons, hospital surgeons, brain surgeons, all this kind of stuff. Like, surgery, all that kind of stuff. We need that for sure. Need smart people doing that kind of shit.
But also, I read too, like there's like a fucking Reddit post of like, after your NDA is done, tell us the secrets of your job. And somebody was talking about how they were like nurse in a surgical unit, and basically this woman got scanned and she had a tumor in her brain. Well, come to find out, it wasn't a tumor in her brain. So they opened her brain up for no reason, closed it, and then told her, "Oh yeah, we got the tumor out." And fucking lied to her
because they don't want to get sued.
Yeah,
bro. Like that's it, in 2026 or 5 or whenever this happened. Like, what? It's like
what Fitzy said. Yeah, so like when you work out like muscles or like running, your glycogen gets depleted. So you need to refuel the glycogen with like
absolutely
carbs.
Yeah.
So like it's either carbs or like fruit or fucking candy.
Yeah, it's all glycogen. It's all all carbohydrates are going to turn into glycogen. And we talking about keto. Yeah, if you're built for keto, for sure you can do keto. Keto kills me, but yeah, you can use fat ketones instead. But there's a famous long distance runner that does that. He eats nothing but like ribeyes. I think he had a heart attack though, but I think the heart attack shit's more because he's a fucking like. It's like everything to the extreme is never usually good. Like ultra marathon runners have like really high rates of heart disease.
Yes,
I think it has nothing to do with the diet. I think it's because they're pushing their heart so hard for so long.
Yes. Well, there's a thing like you can have heart attack by being a runner, and it's called something.
Yeah, you get athlete's heart. We have an enlarged heart.
Yeah, because it's a muscle, and the more you work it, like it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And those guys are just working their heart all the time, so you can get in a large heart. But it was a specific thing. It was called something, and runners have more heart attacks. And they're like, "Oh well, he must ate super unhealthy." I was like, "No, actually, it's like all his levels are fine."
No, he just beats just like dude. Okay, we walk on 2 legs for a reason. Like we're not good runners. We're the worst runners in the animal kingdom. It's left ventricle hypertrophy. Athlete's heart. It's actually super. It's actually almost it's super common in any athlete to get some hypertrophy of the the left ventricle, but it can
Yes.
get, like you said, it can get crazy to the point where your heart will stop.
Yeah. See, Steve Jobs had a heart attack as a vegan.
Yeah, I hate that whole analogy. Yeah. It's like, I mean, if you're a professional athlete in any sport, it's fitness goes out the window. You know what I mean? Like, it's, how do I say this? Like being a professional athlete, like a world-class athlete is never, ever healthy. Like those guys all like, it's all an abusive level. It's like, you just have the genetics to be able to push like to the extreme. You know what I mean? Like it's never good to swim for 7 hours a day for 10 years like Phelps did. You know what I mean? That abuse on the cardiovascular system is like, this is why you usually see Olympic athletes, like you'll see them at their first Olympics at 16 and they're done by 26.
Yeah.
You can't do it forever, you know? It's, you know, like I said, ultra marathon runners like a great example. They have a lot of heart problems. Why? Because they beat the fucking and it's not just the ultra marathons. Think about all the training that has to go into all year round to run an ultra marathon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These guys are just beating the fuck out of themselves nonstop. Like football
Yeah,
player.
but if you're if you're working out just to stay healthy,
Yeah.
then that's normal. Like,
no, that's good. That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
But everything, nothing's linear. Everything's got an effective dose, I guess. You know what I mean? Like you being an athlete's one thing. It's like you being an ultra marathon runner or a long distance swimmer, or that can take a toll on your body. It usually does.
Right.
You know, lifting weights is great. Ronnie Coleman's in a lot of pain right now, though.
Yeah.
Because like Ronnie Coleman lifted weights and blasted gear and became a 300-pound walking freak.
Yeah, and like a 6-time fucking world champion.
8-time. Yeah.
8-time, sorry.
Yeah, 8-time. And he did it with a fractured disc, fractured spine.
Yeah.
So it's like you can definitely overdo everything.
Yeah. I'm over here just like I just want to see my abs because I've never seen them. And like I just want to be able to do at least 10 pull-ups.
That's my thing this year. I'm doing the stereotypical turning 40 thing. It's like I've been hitting cardio. It's like I'm going to get really ripped for my 40th birthday, like all the 40-year-old guys do.
Uh-huh.
That's my goal this year.
I'm already 40, so I missed that.
But whatever, do the 41.
Yeah. So I'm like, doing the kettlebell thing.
I've been hitting that fucking Stairmaster, bro.
I got like a weight vest. So I do like farmer's carries with like 50-pound kettlebells and then have the weight vest on and then just walk up my driveway, down my driveway.
Weight vest will humble you.
Yeah. I mean, it's 20 extra pounds.
Yes. It will humble the shit out of you.
It fucking sucks.
It will humble the fuck out of you. You're like, oh, it's only 20 pounds. Then you go walk, or you go for like a walk or a run. And you're like, why am I so fucking tired?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then doing like the farmer's carries with the kettlebells. Oh, my God, dude. My grip strength is fucking insane. I could crush a rock. Maybe.
Actually, it's funny. They've done this a bunch of times, but grip strength is like directly correlated with lifespan.
Yeah.
The stronger your grip, the longer it stays strong, the longer you live.
Yeah.
Like good grip strength is like a good sign of health.
But I've been doing that and like I feel like such a pussy too because I'm like, oh, these are only 50-pound kettlebells.
Nah, holding 50 pounds is hard, dude.
50 pounds is hard when you're
holding it.
My driveway's pretty long, so I'll do 50 pounds as a warm-up down and back with the weight vest and shit. And then I'll do my kettlebell routine or whatever. And then I'll do the 35 pounds. So like I'll have one up here and then I'll hold one and I'll only do 100 yards with it. And I'm fucking done.
Toasted.
After that.
Toasted.
Like what the fuck?
Toasted. No, picking up 35 pounds isn't hard. Holding 35 pounds.
Yeah.
For whatever, 40, 50 a minute, 60 seconds a minute, whatever. That's what gets hard.
Sucks.
Farmer's carries are dope, though. I love farmer's carries.
It's so much fun.
They suck. Yeah, they suck. But boy, they build you up, dude.
Your whole body.
Yeah. You see the strong men, those guys, the strongest guys in the world, they do farmer's carries all the time. They pick up fucking or a suitcase carry where you do one side, not the other.
Yep.
That's super hard. You put 50 pounds in one hand, it causes this whole side to like tighten up.
Yeah, but like having the one up like I don't know what it's called up here, clean or whatever. Like it's cleaned or fucking snatched or whatever the fuck it's called.
Snatched by your neck.
Fucking snatch one and then have the other one as like a suitcase and just fucking walk like that for 100 yards. And then switch. I
feel like your arm's about to pop off.
Oh yeah.
Military maybe hold a water bottle for 45 minutes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just time. It's time under tension. Yeah, water bottle weighs a pound. You hold it like this for 5 minutes, you'd be shaking after 10.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be dying. You're like yeah, time under tension is a real fucking thing. Tom Holland says his 5 pull-ups. I don't believe anything any of these fucking movie stars say.
Yeah.
Fucking what's his face? Thor. He's like, yeah, I just fucking eat chicken, broccoli, and rice and fucking do I'm doing 10-pound kettlebell swings.
No, you're not.
No, bro. No, you're not. You're on fucking 6 different anabolics and you're fucking eating 4,000 calories and you're
on fucking
in the gym.
Right. You're on trend right now.
Yeah, and you're in the gym you're in the gym twice a day for 6 months. Stop it.
Yeah, none of those guys are natty.
No.
All the influencers are not natty.
No. I wouldn't be either, Fauci. What's the point? You're not it's not like you're like in the NFL where they test you or something.
The more clicks you get, the more money you get. So why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why would you be natty?
Well, same with the actors and that, like The Rock. The Rock says he's natural. He's fucking 60 years old and he's 240 fucking pounds.
All kinds of shit.
All those guys. Like, yeah, I've never touched.
I joke with my girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, I just got to find a guy to get me hooked up with some steroids and I'll be good to go. She's like, stop.
Like, why?
Like, why? I want to be fucking yoked.
Yeah, I want to be fucking cracked. I want to be fucking jacked, bro.
Guess I'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Guess I'll do it the old-fashioned way. I know. You gotta do what?
You look like a farmer. You just like look doughy, but you're fucking just jacked as shit. Like,
bro, that's that retard strength. Those farmers got that retard strength. Those guys are the ones with the grips, bro. Yeah. I don't know if you ever like chuck hay bales, bro. It's so hard to grab your forearms. That's why they got those that crazy strength.
Fucking 90-year-old farmer can just crush your fucking forearm with his hand,
break your skull with his thumb. Guys chucking fucking hail bays and pulling fencing in, and all those guys got crazy grips, like mechanics. They got fucking stout grip.
Oh yeah,
fucking wrenching on shit all day. No, you need the cool thing now is peptides, bro. It's not even
know. I can't even get NDA. I don't understand it.
Gotta hop on like Ozempic, like the rest of these chicks, and just get real skinny.
Dude, it's so funny. I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about how Victoria's Secret's fucking stock skyrocketed after GLP-1s.
Shocker.
All these chicks like fucking got hot and like started by fucking Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, they're all skinny. It's funny. I was telling Charlie, like, because I've always been a fan of like just sports and like especially strength sports, powerlifting, even bodybuilding, MMA. I used to fight. So it's like I was telling her, I was like, man, ever since this Ozempic became a thing, I don't think I've seen a quarter as many like fighters miss weight. Every bodybuilder I follow shows up in shape. All these athletes are all like, I was like, everybody's just skinny all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Oh, rock climbers? Rock climbers is a whole different league, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, they're in a whole different world of strength. Those guys.
There's like a rock climber guy that I see on Facebook. I forget his fucking name, but he does like a lot of grip strength exercise stuff.
Magnus?
Maybe. But he like gets up on the pull-up bar and just holds himself up there and just like moves himself. Like, I'm like, how the fuck are you doing?
Bro, I used to be able to do that thing, but those rock climber guys, that Magnus dude, they'll have boards set up with different depth that their fingers on. Bro, it'll be like as thin as like 2 credit cards, and they're doing pull-ups on their fingertips. I'm like, I feel like my fingers would snap just even looking at that.
Yeah, that Alex Honnold guy, holy fuck. His forearms are fucking huge.
Like crazy grip strength. Like crazy. Like, I don't know if you ever done like a rock climb wall or like you ever done one of those.
Imagine being a rock climber and just finger blasting a girl. Like,
killer.
Oh, yeah. Her pelvis fucking shoot out of her ass.
Bro, knocking the floor out. And the thing is those rock climber guys, because it's all like static strength, they look normal, right? They,
Yeah.
like, they don't have like really crazy big forearms or anything. They look fairly normal, so you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got kind of calloused hands. And then,
Yeah.
hit it with the
But then they take a
AK-47.
they take a walnut and they just like
They stretch a wall. Yeah, it's the craziest shit. I think it's cool as fuck. Those
That's what I'm
wall
talking
climbers.
But yeah, the same guy was like, get one of those fucking like gardener pads or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, cut the foam and cut it to fit in between all your fingers. And then he said, put another piece of foam in the center of your hand and squeeze that.
So they're wide. So they're
wide. He said, squeeze that all day long. And like after like a month, you'll just have insane grip strength.
It's crazy. Like I know I haven't seen that. I've seen a lot of guys talk about like just the rice bucket thing, sticking your hands and opening your hands and closing in rice buckets. That apparently works really, really good. But because grip strength is wild, there's different types, right? There's like crushing, then there's like static holding. There's like because your hands work in crazy ways. So like there's all different types of like grip strength. So I've always wanted, like I always keep telling myself every day I'm going to train just so I could like crush a walnut. So I thought that'd be cool. But then I don't. Because I started doing it. I'll grab some grippers or something. And then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes in, I'm like, I need to go fucking finish this knife.
I know. I do the same shit. I was like, I can't work out.
It's too much shit to distract me.
Yeah.
Rock climbers were the first ninja course.
Speaking of, I got to go to lunch.
So do I.
Lunchtime, work time, and then I got to leave, go work out, eat dinner, and then do it all over again tomorrow.
It's Groundhog Day, baby.
Fuck. Anyway, thank you guys. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your girlfriends.
Tell your friends.
Your dad. Tell her friends. Tell his friends.
And if we learned anything today, it's that you can get decarb on a knife edge by just looking at it.
Yes. So if you don't stare too hard at your edges.
Anyway, see you guys.
Induced decarb. Later, dudes. Thank you, guys.